Some moments don't arrive with clarity, they arrive with irritation. And strangely, that irritation becomes a doorway to something softer. Sometimes, past feels like present. There was this day, I'm standing in the billing queue at Kovai Pazhamudir Nilayam, a vegetable supermarket in Mandaveli. A queue that looks like it's moving, but only in philosophical terms. A woman in front of me is arguing about tomato prices. Someone behind me is loudly crunching a raw carrot. A young man rushes past us with a confused look on what to buy, how to buy, and how much to buy. A toddler is dragging a plastic basket despite repeated scolding from his mother. The young girl at the cash counter, probably newly joined, has run out of change and is asking her colleagues on what to do now. I can feel impatience rising in my chest like steam building in a pressure cooker. And it's funny because it wasn't the queue that bothered me. It was me standing still for the first time in days. Stillness does that. It puts a mirror in front of you when you least expect it. A mirror you didn't ask for. A mirror you don't want. A mirror that tells you you've been running, not physically, but inside your mind, far longer than you realized. A vendor slaps the weighing plate with brinjals, and the metal sound snaps me back. The world feels loud, but the noise isn't outside, it's inside me. A different morning, quieter. The kind of silence Chennai never advertises, but occasionally offers. M.S. Subbulakshmi's Suprabhatham plays from the little speaker sitting in its usual corner by the microwave. Its melody is floating like incense. My wife is preparing filter coffee, moving with the muscle memory of countless mornings. The smell of fresh decoction fills the kitchen. I'm standing next to her, cutting vegetables for the day, the knife rhythm steady and slow. It's an ordinary moment, so ordinary you'd mistake it for nothing. But the mind doesn't follow rules. It wanders back to the irritation in the market. It wonders why a small queue felt like such a big emotional weight. Maybe because kitchens don't allow you to pretend. You can't hide from yourself while peeling beans or cutting carrots. You can't hide from yourself while you're peeling potatoes. Yet another day, I'm on my two-wheeler, riding through Mandaveli's narrow lanes. The roads here are honest. They don't lie about themselves. If there's a dog sitting in the middle, it won't move. You must adjust your expectations and your handlebar. A cow ambles across the street with the confidence of someone who has paid lifetime property tax. I slow down, not with frustration, with an odd peace. No earphones today, no songs, no escape. Just me, the wind, and the city in its unfiltered, ungroomed, unapologetic form. And suddenly, in that ordinary stretch of road with a cow on one side and school vans honking on the other, I feel something unexpected. A tiny breath loosens in my chest, almost like my mind is finally catching up with my body. It's funny that days get merged in memories. Which was a Tuesday? Which was a Thursday? And which was a Saturday? Or was it a Sunday? Which happened first and which followed? I have no clue now. A child ahead of me in the queue is staring at a yellow balloon with absolute devotion, the kind adults reserve only for phone screens. Her father tries paying the bill while she keeps lifting the balloon higher and higher, like she's negotiating peace with gravity. I watch her. Something softens, not because the scene is cute, but because she reminds me that wonder doesn't need silence or ideal conditions. It can bloom even in a crowded market between a pile of onions and an impatient adult. And suddenly, the memory of the kitchen returns. The soft filter coffee steam, the knife rhythm. Two ordinary moments calling to each other across different days. That's when the deeper question surfaces. Why am I drawn to these tiny moments lately? Why do mundane scenes feel heavier, richer, more significant than they used to? What am I running from or towards? The coffee filter drips with its faint metallic sound. The aroma blooms. My wife hands me a tumbler. I take a sip. She doesn't know I'm thinking about Mandaveli market. She doesn't know something inside me feels unsettled. She doesn't know that the irritation of yesterday has strangely become a doorway to introspection today. Ordinary days have a way of revealing parts of us we ignore during the dramatic ones. As she hums along with Suprabhatham, I realize something. Maybe I've been tired in ways I didn't admit. Tired in the mind, tired in the heart, tired from carrying memories, expectations, and emotional clutter without giving myself space to pause. The kitchen light hits the steel bowl just right. It glints, a small, unnoticed beauty. I didn't see it yesterday. I didn't see it day before. In fact, I've never seen it. But today, it lands gently. The wind lifts the edge of my shirt and cools my neck. A simple sensation, but it feels clean. And I remember something. I used to listen to songs loudly to drown out silence. I treated silence like a threat. Now, it feels like oxygen. I ride past the temple entrance. The bell rings once, almost like a punctuation mark to a thought I hadn't articulated yet. Life isn't asking me to slow down. It's asking me to see the beauty of a cow deciding the traffic system, to see the sunlight perfectly falling on a bowl, to see the child with the balloon, to see my wife moving around the kitchen in ways I've taken for granted. I see myself without the blur of distraction. In the market, I notice how I'm breathing slowly, not irritated anymore. The kitchen memory overlays itself on the Mandaveli scene like two transparent photographs. The ride through the lanes joins them quietly. And then a realization arrives without drama, without announcement. Most of my life has happened in ordinary moments, and I've been absent for so many of them. Not because I didn't care, but because I was always elsewhere in my mind. Planning, replaying, performing, escaping, overthinking, overfeeling. I've lived so much of life in the gap between what's happening and what I'm thinking. And suddenly, something aligns. The market queue, the kitchen, the two-wheeler ride. All three whisper the same truth in different accents. Come back. You're missing your own life. It hits me. Why small moments feel emotional lately? Because big moments have become exhausting. They carry too much expectation, Too much pressure, too much noise. But ordinary moments ask for nothing. They don't judge, they don't demand, they just offer themselves quietly. The market queue gave me a forced pause. The kitchen gave me a familiar rhythm. The bike ride gave me a moving silence. 3 small invitations to return to myself. And somewhere beneath all this is another truth. I've been carrying heaviness, not dramatic heaviness, the subtle kind, the kind that lives in the shoulders and in the chest and in the back of the mind. The kind that you can't label, but you can feel. Ordinary moments don't fix heaviness, but they make space for it to exhale. Maybe the beauty of ordinary days is that they are honest. They don't pretend to be important. They don't try to impress you. They don't rush. They don't perform. They are just there, waiting, patient, gentle, true. And if you pause long enough, you can hear your own mind become kinder. You can feel your breath slow down a little. You can sense yourself returning not to a place, but to your own presence. If you're listening to this today, maybe this is your reminder. You don't need a perfect day. You just need a normal one that you're actually present for. A market queue, a kitchen morning, a slow ride. Linger, listen, let go. And this is the beauty of ordinary days. This is Saki, wishing you a good night and an even better tomorrow.